I tried to talk to him and he didn't want to talk to me. To this day, I'm still here in Croatia, so thanks a lot, guys. Do you plan to go back to USA with your husband sooner or later in the future? This question. From This Croatian Life. I am finally gonna do a Q&A with you guys. Thank you so much to everybody who posted questions. I'm compiling even more for the next Q&A. I'm hoping that I can do a Q&A with you guys maybe once a month. Is that good for everybody? These are also in no particular order, okay? So just wait to see if your question got picked. Let's go. How I ended up coming to Croatia. Sorry, I'm making coffee, guys. I mean, just a little bit before I go to work. I wanted to get to Greece, okay? This is how I got stuck in Croatia. I was just trying to get to Greece. I'd been to Santorini and I loved it, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the whole Balkan region because it's super cheap, and my aunt's best friend had just came back from Croatia, and she told me, I remember her saying this to me, girl, I love Croatia, you're gonna love it so much, you're gonna wanna pick up and move there. Like, what? And I was like, okay, whatever. So then I just thought, looked up some stuff online about traveling Croatia. Cheap, beautiful, sea, island, boom, sign me up. So I bought my ticket, I flew into Dubrovnik. When I got to Dubrovnik, I was just like, is this a joke? I'm in love with Croatia. Long story short, I never got to Greece. I had planned, I was gonna go to Bulgaria, Romania, Greece, Macedonia, Albania, and then land in Greece and fly home. And yeah, to this day, I'm still here in Croatia. So thanks a lot, guys. I never even got out of the country. Oops. I came in summer 2016, backpacking by myself. I flew into Dubrovnik about September. I was in Dubrovnik for 2 days, and then I took your Jadrolinija, which is the catamaran or ferry, from Dubrovnik to Korčula. And that was by pure kind of accident. I just was like, I'm gonna go to the next island and see what that brings me. But when I got to Korčula, everything changed for me. I met a girl from Sesvete. She was working there. We became like instant friends, instant sisters. And I made some friends there, and I just loved it so much. I loved Korčula. I loved Korčula's energy. I loved Croatia's energy, and I loved the sea. I loved drinking gemišt, this amazing, easy concoction that I'd never had. I loved smoking inside, and I don't know. I loved so many things. It was when I came to Sesvete, I didn't think like, oh, I want to move here one day. I was like, I don't want to go home. And since I have to go home, I am coming back as soon as I can. And that was it. I just decided like that. Do you miss the States, your friends and family? From Jazz, with 3 C's, okay, people. G1. And this next question also ties in together. This is from Houston, KA. What do you miss from the USA? Food, people. I miss freaking food. Macaroni and cheese. I miss cheddar cheese. I miss cream in my coffee. White mocha in my coffee. Barbecue sauce on ribs. Steak. Beef. I miss just beef. You know what I mean? Like a cow. Ugh. As much as I love pork, I really miss beef. Here's some things that are not food related that I miss. I miss convenience. Store, in, out. Efficiency. You know, like when the train shows up when it's supposed to, not 20 minutes later. I miss culture, actually. I do miss American culture. We're very happy culture, very positive culture. Nothing bad about here, but there are days. Can someone just give me a smile? Somebody else asked me, did they ask me? Where are your ancestors from? Which part of Europe? And that's from, I think, Binot. I know that there's French on my mom's side, and one of the bigger ones that I know is Native American. Ha, surprise. I'm not strong Native American. I don't belong to a tribe or anything like that, but I do have some in my genes, and it's from Vancouver, Canada. The tribe is called Cowichan. I'm just like any other American in the States though. Mixed, no idea what we are, and no idea where we're from. I'm gonna answer just a couple more questions for you guys, so let me just sit you down, okay? I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of basic information about me. How old are you? I'm 26 years old. I'm from Seattle, Washington, USA. I studied political science, international affairs at a private college in Seattle. I was a nanny and working at a coffee stand. And then shortly thereafter college, Actually graduated in May. It was about 4 months after I graduated college that I booked my trip and came to Croatia. And that's pretty much when my life changed. So this is in regards to Dominik and I. How did you two meet each other? What's the reason you decided to live in Croatia and not in the US? This is from Milicevic. Dominik and I met each other in a place called Buksa. Long story short, I was vacationing here in Croatia and I ended up coming here to Sesvete with a Croatian girl who I met in Korčula. And when I came here, she said, we're gonna go to my friend's house. We're gonna just, I don't know, have some drinks and talk and whatever. I got there and I didn't know at that time, but that was actually Dominik's house, Buksa, whatever. I was trying to find out who knew English and who didn't, and Dominik was of course one of the people that knew English. And I tried to talk to him and he didn't want to talk to me. Oh, you know English? How did you learn English? His only response was simply, from movies. That was it. So that's how I met Dominik for the very first time. So the reason that Dominik and I have decided to live in Croatia and not go to the United States is because of one big factor. Is because Dominik and I love Croatia so much. Obviously our love for Croatia is very different. Dominik is a Croatian man and I am not Croatian at all. But our love for Croatia, our love for this life, our love for being able to go to the sea in the summer, Advent in the winter, the coffees, the drinks, the enjoyment, all of that stuff, we love that. And that's what keeps us here in Croatia. Could some things be better? Absolutely. Are our lives perfect in Croatia? No, they are not. But as far as what kind of life we want to be in Croatia. How did you plan on moving to Croatia? This is from Sai Lind. I will get to my story of why I moved to Croatia. How I moved to Croatia was like, I literally got rid of everything that I had. I purged my stuff. I packed all of my favorite clothes that I loved into 2 or 3 bags, I think. And then I bought my plane ticket and I came here. I took my language course and then Dominik and I got married and that's how I moved to Croatia. This question is from Baki Kuchen. What an interesting name. My question would be how you learned the language. Are you or did you attend some class or just by talking to people? When I came to Croatia, I took a 6-week intensive course at Sputnik Language School. It was one of the hardest things that I have ever done in my life. From that class, I learned grammar and basic vocabulary. Not all the grammar also, because the grammar in Croatian is crazy, as we know. So I learned the basics of the language that way. What I know right now is partially because of that class, a lot of it is because of that class, and then speaking with people. Last summer I was working in Korčula, so from that I was kind of forced into speaking, which is the best way to learn, and my Croatian improved a lot after last summer. There's a question from El Ria who said, how would you describe the Croatian language? Very difficult. If you don't know Croatian, if you're watching this and you're not from Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia, I love the whole language. It's so beautiful, it's so sexy, except for your one letter that you have, and that would be the j sound. Very difficult for me. Yeah. It's like my tongue is getting stuck in the back of my throat. I don't get it. This question is from Beatrix Kiddo. Was it hard to decide to move to Croatia, and is life good for you here? I chose this question not because of the first part, but because of the second part of that question. It was not hard for me to choose to come to Croatia, not on any level at all. I felt it on every level of my being, and that might sound crazy for a lot of you. I told everybody back in the States and they were like, awesome, do it, go. You know, no one batted an eye about it at all. I had no doubt in my mind that I wanted to be in Croatia. Is my life good here? It's been 1.5 years. Reality has sunk in. Kuna has sunk in. Overall, my life is very good here. I enjoy my life and I find a balance in my life, a balance that I think is really hard for people in the US to achieve. The final question, do you plan to go back to USA with your husband sooner or later in the future? From Dearest Girl 1. This question My husband and I have made a deal. If we aren't seeing our lives go in a direction that we want them to go, yes, we will move to the States. We don't want to move to the States. We want to be in Croatia. We want to stay in Croatia. But unfortunately, the economic situation here has forced Dominik and I to actually consider this. And I just want to say, we never even considered moving to the States when we got married 6 months ago, not even 4 months ago. It was about in the last 2 months that we were really like, would we be better off going to the States and seeing what can happen there? Because this situation in Croatia is bull. And I am not just saying that for Dominik and I am saying that for every person here. Watching all the young people leave, people struggling to make ends meet. So, we'll see what happens. We want to stay here though. We want to live our lives here. We want to raise our children here. But Croatia needs to start stepping up their game as far as economy goes. Anyway, thank you so much guys. Hvala vam puno I vidimo se uskoro. Ciao.